So this is a sail again on the West White Potter 14. I've got a new camera so we can get some better footage, because it's been quite useful to look at these videos back. Kind of just for prosperity, but hopefully as I do more sailing, kind of figure out what I'm doing right and wrong. So here I am pushing the boat out. It's a bit of a hassle, but we'll eventually get to the slipway. We've got a nice winch that we can just winch it down. And yeah, it takes maybe half an hour to like properly get in the water, but it's kind of fun doing it as well. So here I am. I've probably unclipped the boat at the front. Now I just kind of walk carefully over the cockpit back to the over the cabin back to the cockpit, and then it was a bit stuck, so I had to get off. It did seem to get stuck on the trailer quite a bit this time, so a nice sled. But yeah, eventually it gets off, and got an electric trolling motor, so that can just pull me away. It's nice because it's absolutely silent. And then turn around, turn the board down, and off to the pontoon, because I've got to go back and get the trailer back out of the water and off the slipway. So yeah, I came across, got up to the pontoon. There's a nice guy in this boat in front of me, chatted for a bit. People seem to really like the boat, just because I think because it's small, but it looks like a little cruiser. And then so trailers away, push off, and yeah, start to sail. So, well, not yet, still moving. Gets to it in a second, but the biggest issue at the moment is getting the mainsail up. It just seems to get stuck in the slot quite a lot, so the jib comes up no problem because it just rolls out, but trying to get the mainsail up, it's so I've left the main sheet cleated, which I really need to stop doing. I don't know why I keep doing it. It would be a lot easier. I mean, look, the wind starts to get the sail, and then it's not going to be easy on the rope at the front. So try and steer around, but yeah, just let it off. But no, I'll struggle ahead. But eventually gets the sail up. So that's the point of the next upgrade, is putting those sail slides into onto the front of the sail. It's going to make it a lot easier to raise it, and also and it's difficult to raise even with the main sheet completely off and zero wind. Like if I'm on the trailer trying to raise it, it's still difficult. So it is just a bit tight in the slot. And then, as you can see here on the video, it's like the most uncomfortable position ever to try and raise that, because there's a little bracket on the front of the companionway hatch, and it's just like sharp and like just poking you in the legs. You've got to kind of bend over. So yeah, not good. But yeah, there we go, all done. Sails out and main sheet in. That's the reef line that I've put in so that we can reef the sails a lot easier. And going away from roller reefing to slab reefing, because it was just roller reefing. I was like, but it's simple, we'll be able to roll it up whenever we need to. But no, it's horrible when the wind's blowing. You pull the boom off the gooseneck, and then you have to start rolling it up as the wind starts blowing. And it was once you're actually out on the water, it's a lot more horrible than practicing it on the trailer. When there's other boats around, and then the boom gets pulled out of your hands, and it's horrible. So yeah, I wasn't out for that long on this one. So you're probably seeing the best bit of the sailing, to be honest, right now. And then kept thinking the camera was going to get knocked in. There seems to be no good place to put a camera on a boat. There's always going to be a line that's just going to trip it and fling it into the water. So put it in the cabin there, but then you can't really see what's going on the boat, so I'll have to find a better place for it, really, and put a little sticky pad there. So that was me getting the camera out again, because the sun had come out from the clouds, and yeah, really good. But yeah, like I say, it's only out for like 20 minutes before the tide was going to start to turn, so I didn't want to get trapped on the slipway, or on the pontoon, sorry. Because I did that not that long ago and slept on the boat as well because I thought, why not? And I felt so sick. So here we are, back in the shed. So you join me in the shed. But this is the luff of the sail, or the luff rope, and that goes into the mast through a track. You feed it through and it grips onto it because it's got just a slot that allows the rope to be held onto. But that takes ages to get up, and it kind of stops about here, and it's really hard to just get the last bit up. And it does get up, but it takes too long, and by the time you're trying to pull on it, it's the boat's like rounded downwind, and it's really uncomfortable, the point of the boat where you have to lean over and try and pull the main sheet to try and pull this up. So I'm going to put some of these sail sliders on, which should work. I haven't checked in the slot, but I'm sure they'll go in, and fit them onto these existing grommets that are on the sail. Now this sail only has grommets up to, so this is the luff of the sail, or the front of the sail, or the mainsail, front of the mainsail. But it's only got these grommets up to here, and I think that's probably because this sail's for a boat that has like is it a gunter rig or a gaff rig, where that then goes into a track in the gaff itself, and that's probably why it's got this bit of reinforcing stitching at the point where it's going to go from being on sail ties to in the track. Could be wrong, that's just what I'm thinking. So I'm going to copy the distance that we've already got between these two grommets, well, all these grommets up to that point, and then continue that on, and then mark it with tape, like I've done with one, so there's a bit of tape there, and then I can punch a grommet through, so I've got grommets of a similar size, and then put the plastic shackles on, and then attach the sail slide, and then it should be really easy to pull the sail up and down, and it'll make it a lot quicker getting the sail up. What else? Yeah, and then those are the reef points that I put in. So this is the tack of the reef point in the sail, so the front of the sail where the new reef point is. And I just put some old sail material from an old cut sail that I've got here. Made a triangle that is, I think, an A4 piece of paper that's folded to give it some kind of dimension. So I could do it again if I need to, but I can obviously just trace this one. But it's good just to define, what size it actually is. And then a bigger grommets than the ones that I'm going to put on for this. I've got two sizes of grommets, and then I made this little webbing strap which has two stainless loops on it, and they just go into the one half of a D-ring on each side of the boom, which acts as a kind of ram's horn. But yeah, we'll see if that works. It shouldn't really be used like that, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. And if it fails, then it just means the reef point comes out, and I can then just roll the reef, the sail anyway. So it's kind of no dangerous, failure method. Yeah, and then I'll probably go over this whole luff rope with a lighter just to get rid of stray threads, because they've been kind of getting chewed up putting into the sail track because it's tight. Okay, so let's punch those grommets into each point on the sail and see how far I get up to the top. I don't know where it'll end, so I haven't measured it all yet, but if it gets to nearly the end, I'll put one there. I obviously won't put one in the very end because it's too close to the actual top grommet there for the main sheet to pull up. So I've got one more, and I thought I'd show the process because it's actually really satisfying. So you get in the grommet set the little die thing. It's got two sides for two different reasons, and then
The same with the punch. So marked out where I want to do it on the sail and get the flat side of the die, put it where I want the hole, which is about there. Get the rounded edge of the punch on top of it like that. Give it a bit of a hit. That punches the hole, which is quite surprising because there's another one that I've got that's sharp. It's actually got like a cutter, like a proper hole punch, but this just uses the edges to do it, I guess. And then you get one half of the grommet that looks like that. It's got like a little hat on it. Pop it in the hole, put it in the side of the die with the kind of shaped recess. Pop that back down. Get the other grommet piece. I'm sure it's got a fancy name. Put the shaped side on the grommet, and then hammer down until the grommet kind of bites and stops twisting. There we go. There's a grommet, and it holds well. It's on the bit of the sail that's like overlapped, so I think it's actually, you probably count the layers in the bits that I've taken off, but there's multiple layers at that point, so it's holding on to quite a lot of fabric. And yeah, I was a little bit annoyed that I've done on the existing grommets, they're kind of the other way around, but it doesn't change anything, and God, who's gonna care about that? You can't even see them on these old ones because they're just so like tarnished. Yeah, there we go. So that's done, and now I can put on these. So that's the plastic shackle. That will go over there like so. I'll obviously do this on the existing ones as well, and then pop the sail side on there. I'll take a bit of tape off as well. There's a screw that goes in there, and then we have essentially the slider there instead of using the rope. So that should be way easier to come up and down.
So I've actually run out of slides, but what I think I'll do is just move a few from the top down below. It's about 10, I thought I wouldn't need more than 10, and these do seem a bit close, especially at the top of the sail, so I'll probably take that one, maybe that one, and then put them, how many have we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't need one in the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5. So I could probably take some from the top. There's going to be less force on the top. That's going to be held pretty tight. I'll get some more, but for now I'll just space them out. Cool, so now you've got the sliders on. I've had to lubricate the mast with GT85. Just gave it a go and it didn't work very well, but now so it's way easier to hoist the sail. And then what it's never been able to do before is just fall under its own weight, which is amazing. Yeah, so after all that I did think maybe the mast just needed lubricating and then it'd be okay with the rope. But no, I still think it helps, and yeah, I'll make a stopper, a mass track stopper from one of the spare ones. So then I'll just be able to drop the sail, and they won't all fall out of the bottom. But yeah, that was yeah some things learned, and see you on the next one.